Ann Herbster.
Hey, Rhonda Boyle, how are you?
I'm great, and I am ready for today. We have got exciting information to share.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fun too. So, about ready to get this show on the road. Fluff up your hair, girl. And let's say, hey.
Hey.
Fluffing up. Hey, come on in. Good to have you come in and join us. We are thrilled to present some information we hope is going to help you today about building online relationships, because we have found out some new information, haven't we, Ann?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we're excited to share it. So welcome, everybody. I'm Rhonda Boyle, and I'm here with Ann Herbster, and we are the co-authors of Show and Tell Here, the Coach Business Guide, the path to launch and grow your coaching practice. And we wrote it for you. If you're a new or newer coach, or know that you have gaps, this is what we wrote it for, is to get you moving, because we need you moving and coaching. So today we're going to focus on the 7 steps to build online relationships. So Ann, let's tell them why we did that.
Yeah. You know, how often do you get spam, Rhonda? Like every day.
Yeah.
And nobody loves it.
On LinkedIn without being spammed, like,
right.
crazy.
And we, as a coach, when we send out our emails, don't want to be accused of being a spammer. And so I think the fear of, oh my God, will people perceive me as spamming them if I send too much? I think it holds people back from networking online, and they don't want to be considered as spam. And it may be very foreign. People may not know how to do that. How do I network online? But we did a survey within a coaching group, a large coaching group, when we asked coaches, how do they find their new business? And to our surprise, and absolutely our surprise, most coaches are getting new clients online.
67%, the survey said.
Right. So, we know 2020 and since 2020, it's been an interesting challenge, and we've had to build our relationships online because of the environment, and world events forced us to head home from the marketplace. And suddenly there was a screen between me and thee, kind of like us between now. And it really made it different, but we struggled, and we all have struggled to find ourselves and figure out how to build relationships online. So we developed this 7-step process that would allow us to be intentional as we set about to meet new people and be memorable to them. So, Rhonda, why is this so important?
Well, I mean, it is because, well, first of all, there's a lot of benefits to building online relationships, right? So some are to help you find new connections, and some are to get new referrals, maybe, right?
That's right.
Just to get the word out. And you will grow your practice by reaching out to others. You'll create an awareness about what you offer, and ultimately you will sell. We know how much you hate that word, but if you want to make money, you need to expand your reach. And this is one way that we can do it online.
That's right. And the first way, you want to be able to connect with people, and you already have people that you know. What we want you to do is think differently about how you're going to connect with them. And this has got to be an action on your part. You got to reach out, use whatever social media platforms that aligns with you, that you're comfortable with, in your ideal client. Rhonda, how do you connect with them? What do you start with?
Well, the first thing you do is introduce yourself, right? You've got to reach out there. As you said, there's got to be an action on your part, right? So using whatever social media platform you use, it doesn't matter. It needs to align. It does matter, actually. It needs to align with your ideal client, but whichever one it is, you want to introduce yourself. Just tell them why you want to connect. Don't you hate those friend requests where it's like, I don't even know who you are. Where'd you come from? Right. So you really need to start the ball rolling by saying something to them. And usually it needs to be super simple. We recommend super simple. And
That's
here's an example, right? You just say, "Hi, I'm a coach and I'm interested in the automobile industry and I'd like to follow you." That's it. You're clear. You say what you do and what your interest is in
Mm,
connecting. And you're following her. This is where we want you to remember. Okay. And this is where I think coaches miss it, or other people certainly, is you are following her to build the relationship,
that's
not
right.
to make a sale right away. This is how you avoid being spammy, is keep it
Mhm.
straight in your mind that it's always going to be about the relationship.
Right.
Mhm.
And you know, you want to be able to have her understand why you're doing this. And if the individual accepts your invitation, you got to send a thank you note.
Right.
You are grateful for the connection. You look forward to learning more. And this, for example, you could say, "Thanks for connecting, Mary. I look forward to following you and learning more." How many times have you gotten a thank you? Not very often, but
Mm-mm.
the people that do thank you for connecting are people that you're going to remember them.
Yeah.
So Mary will be grateful that you kept it simple, that you didn't immediately start offering, sending, asking for her business. I mean, I hate it when people do that. Don't you, Rhonda?
Hate it. I
Yes.
hate it. So
Yes.
don't do it.
Absolutely. Once you do this now, you got to do a little research on Mary's profile.
Yeah.
What kinds of things might she find helpful? What positions has she held in the past? What could she be most interested in around in her current role? The more you learn about her, the more you're able then to create messaging and to create and send information that is going to be relevant to her.
Mhm.
And, if you believe she's your target market and you can send her information, you have a chance of connecting with her appropriately. You ought to think about, like, what kind of challenges might she have, and what's bottom line here? What solutions do you have already that you can offer?
Mhm. But you're not going to make the offer yet.
No,
Right?
but
You're
you're
really
thinking
just
about it.
doing the research, right?
Yeah,
To kind of figure out who she is, who this person new, we're using she, could be anyone,
yeah,
right? Who the person is, what they're interested. You're just trying to pay attention to what it is that might how you might interact
right,
with them,
right,
because that's
absolutely.
the fourth step. Okay, so we've gone over three
Your
steps. Step
steps.
number one, connect. Step number two, express gratitude. Step number three is do a little research. And then step number four is engage.
Mm-hmm.
So this means that you go out there and you start to build that relationship. Like maybe find her posts and start commenting on them. Build value. Maybe share a post from whatever this person sends out on their newsfeed. Go out and share it if it's relevant to the rest of your audience, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where you're going to be, like interacting with this new person, because you know what? The whole point of social media is to be social and
That's
to
right.
engage with
Yeah,
the people that
yeah.
you're connected to and with whom you have common interests. And so, what you'll want to do is return to this person's page every few days and make a note of what you found.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is this person active? Do they post good information about the industry? Are they inspiring, or do they
Right.
whine and complain? Right? Because you're going to be using your judgment every step of the way to discern if Mary is the right connection for you or the right client, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you even want to pursue this
Right.
relationship.
Right.
Because if she or he, if this person is unresponsive after a few weeks, then you've got to move on. You don't want to dally around. You got to keep moving, right?
Yeah. So, Rhonda, what do you mean by unresponsive?
If they don't say anything back, right? Or,
Or even if they're not posting, right?
correct.
What if somebody doesn't post?
Yeah, they may not be active on LinkedIn.
Or whatever social media platform you've chosen, right?
Correct. That's right. That's usually how it is for me, because I'm not very active on LinkedIn. So when I do go over there, I have
Yeah.
like a dozen posts and they're all spam coming at me. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just, again, it's a matter of engaging with this new person in your network, right? And trying to find out, comment, let yourself be seen. That's the whole point of
Right. Right.
engaging with them, is so they notice you.
Yeah.
Let's talk
So,
about value, and that you.
yeah, I think that this is an important one. You've
Mhm.
gone through, you've identified, you've researched, you've starting to interact, you're engaging with them. It's time to start thinking about, you've building that relationship. It's time that you have to start thinking, where do I go with this relationship?
Mhm.
And that is, you're getting a feel for who this individual is, what's important to them, and what they might need. And you've got to think about what can you give that they will find valuable. Look for an article, a video, an inspiring meme, send it directly to her private message box. You can say something like, "Hi, Mary, I thought of you when I saw this and wanted to share it. Hope you find it helpful." Now, this, I don't know about you, but this is great if it is relevant.
Right.
But you want to make sure that you don't just send stuff that Mary is, or this individual is not going to perceive as important or valuable to them. And
Right.
you're not trying to pitch her. You
Mm-mm.
are basically sharing information that is relevant to her, that will be perceived as valuable. And
Right.
Mary is beginning to see that you are somebody who is interested and cares about her, and is sending relevant information.
Right. She starts to see you as an
Yeah.
asset in
Yeah.
her news feed,
Right.
right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So after you do that,
Yep. So
within a
go ahead,
short
Rhonda, the
period, well,
invitation, because
yeah,
now we're getting close. We're
I was
getting,
going to say within short order, we're not talking about an extended period of time, maybe a week or so, 10 days. We're thinking about how it's going to determine how they respond to you, right?
Mhm.
And whether or not this is somebody you're interested in. And you're going to discern that the whole way. But
Right.
in a short time period, you're going to know that if what you have to offer is in alignment with what this person needs. And because you've built trust, they are more likely to respond
Mm.
positively to
Yeah.
your invitation. So now is the time to reach out and make your first offer. So maybe
Right.
you have a free webinar, or maybe you want to invite this person to a discovery call for a deeper conversation, just to see if there's any way you can serve this person directly.
Mhm.
Whatever it is, you should be sharing it in a meaningful way, because you now know this person is no longer a cold contact.
Right.
You've been
Right.
interacting. And so you still want to keep it simple. So it might
Yeah.
sound something like this: "Hey, I thought you might enjoy this webinar I have coming up on Friday about onboarding and coaching new employees. Here's a link to register. Would love to see you there." Boom. You now
Yeah.
have made your first offer, and that's it. You simply send the link and then keep moving. Whether your new contact responds or not, shows up or not, is really not up to you. You have no control over that. What
Yeah.
you have done, though, is what you needed to do, which is make the invitation.
Mhm.
And she or he may not be interested, but they might know
Absolutely.
others, right, who
Yeah.
may benefit from the offer.
Yeah.
So that would
And
be step 6.
and at this point, that doesn't mean you stop just because the individual didn't reply or respond. Timing may have been off. It may not have been totally on point,
Right.
but you don't want to give up.
No.
And you may think, "Oh my God, this person's not interested." That's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
So you're going to get your mind hijacked with all these thoughts running, negative thoughts. Just stop. You're jumping to conclusions that probably aren't there.
Right.
So we're going to borrow from an old phrase: shampoo, rinse, and repeat.
Right.
And, review the steps. Think about which step you would enter in. Go back to 3. Maybe you need to do a little more research. Maybe you to continue to engage with the individual's posts so that they're seeing you there. Um, Maybe it is something like, hey, I saw this article. Here's a book that might be really interesting. And, or even to the point of, hey, I'm having another webinar. Are you interested?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
remember that people are curious when you've engaged with them and you continue, even after an offer, you continue to engage with them. It's
Yeah.
like they're not suspicious of you, or they don't consider you spamming anymore. It's like, oh, wow, she gave me some stuff, or
Yeah.
she sent me an article. Again, you want to become a valuable asset showing up in their news feed, if you will. Right. And
Totally.
so that step number 7 is just go back and where do you need to continue?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to treat them with you can use the words dignity and respect, and not read anything into it. And you're building a relationship. Relationships take time. It isn't going to happen overnight.
Right.
So, Rhonda, how do that? People want a thriving pipeline.
They do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have to keep building, right? Mm-hmm. Again, we've stressed that this is the long game, right? So you're developing and nurturing the people that you're encountering. Right. And so if you follow these steps and you just keep those relationships in motion, you're just going to start to develop this pipeline of people, and you never know what a single connection might bring. It could be, it could be a new client, clearly, or it could be a new connection that you make. Maybe you meet someone on a thread that you're engaging in, all sorts of possibilities. It's a matter of expanding your network. And that's what we're offering you here, is this long game in order to be able to do that.
They got to keep track. And this is going to be challenging for some people, because they're going to go, I can't do this. How am I supposed to keep track of 100 people? Well, we never said it's 100 people. Right. It's a handful to get started. Yeah. And to build that relationship. And you identify a few who are aligned with your profile. Mm-hmm. And, you might not know exactly what their challenge is, but you might be able to find it. But they could be your industry. And you want to stay focused and be able to offer up different ideas so that they're going to see you as adding value. But it isn't 100 people, Rhonda, is it? It's not.
No, it's not. It could be 100 over time. And listen, by the time, if you did it 100, I promise you'll be a master at it, right? Yeah. Because you'll start to learn that you'll start to recognize when people are not interested and when, hey, maybe we have some possibility here. But you need a process in order to do that. Otherwise, you're just meeting and connecting with people, and then they get lost in that shuffle of your news feed, and you don't even remember why you connected with them in the first place.
So this speaks to, you have to track this information. Mm-hmm. However you choose to do it, in an Excel spreadsheet or Google Doc or Word, you want to track it so that you know how you have interacted with each individual and kind of where you are in the process, so that oh, I really haven't sent them anything valuable. Let me go ahead and do that. This is where your content can come in. This is where materials and information. Remember, we've talked in the past about how you've got to keep track of all the materials you have available. This is where that's going to come in handy. And you're going to be able to use this in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So just, start slow, build these relationships over time. This is really just one approach. I mean, if you want to keep spamming people, which I know you don't, you've got to find a slow and steady process to win the race. And here's what we know: your efforts in building online connections will not only help you, but you'll be able to help others and serve them wherever they fall within your sphere of influence. And here's what we know for sure, Anne: online networking is here to stay.
So Rhonda, what's next?
And we are so excited to let everybody know about the next dates of the Launch and Grow Success Program. We're going to get started our next cohort on October 27th Thursday nights for an hour and a half every week. And Ann, let's tell everybody what it entails.
Right. So our Launch and Grow Success Program is normally valued at $5,499 because there's so much that's included, starting with a copy of our print book that we'll mail to you. Now that's an autographed copy of our book from both of us. We then have created an exercise workbook where we've taken the 53 exercises from the workbook, put it into a document that you can either fill in online or print off, and you can use this over and over again. But we know you sometimes get stuck. So we've created 39 training videos to go with these exercises so that if you're stuck on a specific one, you can go to that. It's over 9 hours of video help just for you. And so Rhonda, let's talk about the live coaching that's going to go on for 6 weeks.
Yeah. So like I said before, it's 90 minutes every week of group coaching. So we'll be together and you'll be in a cohort. Even though we will keep you moving with individualized help, we believe in the value of peer coaching because you're going to learn so much from other people in the group. Our current cohort is doing amazing things together right now, aren't they, Ann?
Absolutely. They're getting some new ideas. They're actually getting ideas from the team as well as from us. And they're creating some new programs specifically for their ideal client.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So you too will have that opportunity and you get to fill in your gaps, think through your processes, make sure you have all of the foundational pieces of your business in place, and you get the accountability to get the work done with it because you also get access to us if you get stuck and can't figure it out.
Right. And that does happen. We know that. So we only have room for 6. And this training is for you if you are highly motivated and you're looking to launch your coaching practice now. We keep it small so that we can give you the time that you need. So if you're ready to engage with the material and you're ready to put in the work, we take advantage of this now. It's normally priced $799, but
wait.
Yes, we have a special price of $299 just for this specific training program.
Wow. So take advantage of this next cohort. If this training is for you, we would love to work with you. So grab your seat now, join the next one. It starts October 27th, Thursday nights. We get started at 7:30 Eastern or 6:30 Central. And the link to register is right there on the screen, coachbusinessguide.com/products. So we sure hope to see you there. We're in the business of launching and growing coaches, and
absolutely.
So we hope to get started and have you join us. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you soon.